Greetings, my friends and my enemies. Today, I have a battle against Sharpedo43, and yeah, this guy is a battler I battled several times in the past, and this time I'm going to bring Mega Lopunny, one of the newly released Megas this month, rather. So yeah, I only have one more to use after this, but he's also going to bring Mega Lopunny. Kind of a surprise because, yeah, he normally brings Mega Sharpedo, because that's, his namesake and all that. I ended up bringing Toxapex specifically to deal with Sharpedo, but it ends up being pretty awesome for me because Toxapex also is a pretty good counter to Mega Lopunny, so yeah, not too unhappy about that. So I'm going to lead with my Thundurus as he leads with Jirachi, and he's going to go ahead and switch out right off the bat. I was thinking that it might be a Scarf set. I'm just going to go for the Volt Switch just in case it is. He might flinch me, but, just kind of scout what he has. And the fact that he switched out makes me kind of think that it's not. But I'm just going to go for the Nasty Plot against the incoming Swampert because obviously my Volt Switch failed against it. And now I am going to Volt Switch. I could have hit this thing with, I believe, a neutral hidden power, but I decided just to Volt Switch because I really don't want to take the Spore. And just in case I don't kill it, because this thing probably has a Focus Sash. So yeah, I'm just going to go out into my Ferrothorn, but he just goes for the Sludge Bomb, which is okay, because that's not going to do anything to me either. And I said Spore, but I meant, Sleep Spore, or Sleep Powder. That's the one that I think that one gets. Anyway, so yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and set up my Rocks, which is a good thing to always set up, and he's going to go into his Lopunny, and yeah, I guess his bunny is going to strike first. And away it Mega Evolves as I switch out into my Toxapex, knowing that I should be able to take whatever he does. And yeah, so he's going to go ahead and Drain Punch, which is the less powerful move that can be on Mega Lopunny. They tend to run Drain Punch or High Jump Kick. Sometimes both, but it's a little bit, obviously you're going to get double coverage there. Now, now that I see the Drain Punch, I'm not super afraid of its offensive potential, but it could really end up hurting me anyway, because obviously Mega Lopunny does have some very good attack stat, and obviously it's going to be a bit harder to kill due to that. And yeah, he's just going to go into his Skarm now. I was able to set up one layer of Toxic Spikes, which should help me, wither down his team a bit. And yeah, he's just going to go ahead and set up his Spikes. And yeah, I did set up the Toxic Spikes anyway, even though I know that he can just go into Roserade to get rid of them. But, yeah, maybe I'll get something poisoned before that, depending on, because his Roserade is pretty weak. He's not going to have really an opportunity to go into it, or at least he's going to have a hard time switching back into it, so. Yeah, so Thundurus gets off another one of these, as he just goes for the Heart Stamp, so he is actually Scarfed, so I don't know why he switched out earlier. I guess he just didn't want to risk, taking damage, but, this time he does try to go for the Heart Stamp. He doesn't get the flinch, so that's really, pretty lucky for me. And I'm able to get the Discharge off at +2, which is going to just nail the Jirachi, and it's dead. So there you go. And in comes the Lopunny, which is going to take the poison. So we're going to get some residual damage on that, although I guess it doesn't matter that much, being that it does have Drain Punch. So it's going to be a bit harder to wear down because of that. But still, extra damage is always nice. Lopunny isn't very bulky anyway, though, so it really doesn't matter. Oh, well. So he's going to just go for the return. It ends up getting a crit on my Toxapex, which means, which is pretty lucky for him, because now I'm like, okay, I don't want to risk taking another one, because I could potentially die. Probably not, but either way, I don't want to risk it, so I'm just going to go out to my, Thundurus. It's a pretty safe play. Obviously I'm sacking Thundurus here, but it's nearly dead, and I can get the Regenerator, boost on Toxapex, so now it's in green health. No chance of dying to return. And I'm just going to go ahead and heal with my Recover just in case he decides to stay in. But he does not. He goes out into Roserade again. So, yeah, he finally takes the opportunity to go into it and get rid of my Poison Spikes. But, yeah, I am going to have a full health Toxapex now due to that. So, yeah, any switch, I'm going to switch. And I go out into my Ferrothorn again. I don't really think, unless he has Hidden Power Fire, he can't really damage me. Now, it could have Hidden Power Fire, which would be bad. Instead, he just goes for a Giga Drain. So that really doesn't do anything to my Ferrothorn, who X4 resists that. So yeah, he ends up, I think, dealing himself more damage with Life Orb than he does actually recover. So that's pretty cool. So yeah, out he goes again. He doesn't want to lose Roserade in case, I guess, if I set up a additional Toxic Spikes. Now, yeah, he's just gonna go out into Skarm as I just go for a Gyro Ball just in case he did stay in, and ends up being pretty dumb because yeah, Skarmory is pretty much an obvious switch here. There's nothing I can really do to Skarm other than set up, other than set up my Leech Seed on him. So, yeah, he's going to get up another Spikes. There's nothing really I can do about that. One of the weaknesses I knew coming into this battle when I threw this team together was I didn't carry any way to get rid of hazards, and you'll see in a minute, I'm fighting a team that has all 3 hazards. So his Skarm has spikes, his Swampert's carrying Stealth Rocks, and you know what? I'll just give you another. I'll just tell you straight up. His Cofagrigus here has Toxic Spikes, so I'm dealing with a team with all 3 hazards, and I didn't bring a spinner. I was like, I don't have any Pokemon really weak to Stealth Rocks except for like 1, so I don't need a way. I don't need a spinner or a defogger. Turns out it would have been really nice to have. Oh well, so yeah, in comes Zygarde, and I really don't want to take a Will-O-Wisp on it, so I'm going to switch out, and I went into it, I think, to hit the Skarm with 1,000 arrows, I don't remember. But now I'm going to go to Toxapex, and here he goes for the Toxic Spikes, which actually kind of surprises me, and really sucks for me, though, because I just went into Toxapex this turn, which could have gotten rid of them, and I didn't think he'd try to set them up anyway, even if he did have them, because I have Toxapex, and Toxapex doesn't look to be dying anytime soon, but yeah, that's going to be an inconvenience. I'm just going to go into Ferrothorn, because Ferrothorn cannot be poisoned, and he's going to double switch here into Swampert, which ends up actually being a pretty good double switch for me, because obviously Grass against a Swampert is pretty darn awesome, and I do actually have the Grass move, what is it? Power Whip, yeah, that's the one. But he's just going to wisely go into Skarm, which X4 resists, and I'm just going to hurt myself some more. But I just wanted to go for it in case he was like, you know what, maybe he won't go for the Grass Move, or maybe he doesn't have it. I don't think I showed it off yet. I might have. I don't know. I don't think so. I think I only use Gyra Balls so far. So, yeah, I was thinking he might, try to set up his Stealth Rocks or something. But indeed not. He switched out to Skarm, so oh well. I'm just gonna, I guess, Leech Seed him, which is going to give me some HP back and also damage the Skarm, although it doesn't really matter because he roosts, so he gets more HP back than he really loses. But if he stays in, that also means I can get a pretty, nice switch into something, because even if he does damage me, then I'm going to be healing part of it back, so yeah, I'm just going to switch out, and I go into Toxapex, because I'm pretty confident, I'm pretty sure I can take whatever this thing wants to do to me, but I also want to get rid of those Toxic Spikes he has, and that is unfortunately going to give him the opportunity to set up another layer of spikes, and I believe this is his 3rd, or if it's not, the 3rd is coming soon. He does get 3 layers of spikes, which is really bad. 3 layers of spikes will hit all Pokemon that are grounded 25% upon switching, which is a huge amount. It's absolutely, it's pretty much like Stealth Rocks if your entire team, well, at least non-grounded Pokemon, were weak to Rock, so that is going to really limit my switching, which right now, as you kind of seen, it's been a chess match, and he's very wise here to limit my ability to switch. Anyway, in comes Ferrothorn again, as he just goes for a Scald on his Swampert. He does get the burn, of course, which is kind of a minor nuisance. I don't know how much I can do with Power Whip while I'm burned. Obviously, it's halving my attack, but it still X4 weak to it. Then again, it's a Swampert, so I probably wouldn't be able to kill it. But, yeah, I think I just go for a Leech Seed, thinking that he would switch out again. But, yeah, he decides just to set up Stealth Rocks, I think knowing that he'd probably be able to live a Power Whip. I'm not 100% sure, but, he feels more confident about it, clearly, this time. Or he thought that I would not go for it, predicting Skarm again. So, either way, it's a good play for him. And, yeah, I just get Leech Seed on this thing, which is kind of pointless. So I still have Power Whip, I think. And I think, do I switch here? No, I know he does. Because obviously he doesn't want to stay in with a Leech Seed on him. He goes into Skarm. Do I Power Whip? I can't remember. It would be a dumb play if I did. No, I just switch. I switch predicting Skarm, I think. Yes! I switch predicting Skarm, going into Mew, which obviously is going to be taking those entry hazards, unfortunately. Despite obviously levitating, Mew does not have Levitate. I'm just going to go for the Fire Blast. This is actually a Munium Z Mew with its Z move, but unfortunately I'm not going to be able to really get a chance to get this off. I just really need to get rid of this Skarm. He's going to stay in against my Mew, which is a deadly mistake for him because that makes me, lets me kill Skarm, which is really big. That Skarm could have walled at least 2 of my Pokemon, so being able to kill it was pretty darn huge. He's going to Fake Out, though, and then just kill me, which is sad. But with all the damage I take in going back into Mew, I probably wouldn't be able to get it off anyway. I was just hoping that he wouldn't maybe go for the Fake Out at first, thinking I'd switch. But no, I'm just going to have to sack Mew there. But it did its job. It got him with the Surprise Fire Blast, which will kill the Skarm. But I guess we'll have to save Munium Z for another day. Anyway, yeah, I'm just going to go into Roserade against my Toxapex, which is a good play. And, yeah, I'm not really sure what this, worst thing this thing can do to me. I decided to stay in knowing that he has a life orb and he might kill himself, but yeah, actually he does do some, pretty good damage there with that Giga Drain, because it's, boosted, I think it's boosted by Technician. And obviously Roserade has a good special attack stat, so even, and this Toxapex is not specially bulky, it's physically bulky, as you probably could have already told. Yeah, is that how I said? Whatever. So yeah, Giga Drain. He's gonna heal him more than he deals damage, which is probably, you know, the purpose of this set. So here he's gonna surprise me on the switch though with a hidden power. He said Ice. It's kind of weird. Probably not good for him. Considering hidden power Fire would have killed me outright and stopped me from walling him. He said that he keeps hidden power Ice. I forget for which mon. Obviously for dragons of some kind. But yeah. I mean, this thing gets access to Dazzling Gleam too, but I guess he wanted to be sure he can 1-hit KO Garchomps and stuff. But, yeah, he's going to surprise me there with that anyway, because that Hidden Power Ice is strong enough to be able to kill me now. Fortunately, though, due to the Life Orb, and he wanted to get the confirmed kill, he couldn't risk going for Giga Drain. Not to mention, I double resist that, so he probably wouldn't have gotten enough HP anyway. So, that is good for me, because I can just get rid of this guy with my Lopunny now, because he can't switch out. If he switches back in, he dies to Stealth Rocks. And, yeah, obviously, I can just kill him here, and I just go for the Fire Punch for some reason. I'm going to actually switch this up and change it to Ice Punch. But that's neither here nor there. It doesn't really matter. So I go for a return, and I do that to the Swampert instead of the high jump kick, and I don't know why. I think it's because I didn't want to risk missing. But this Swampert is pretty bulky, and he's going to get off an Earthquake against me, which really isn't good. But yeah, I am going to switch up the Fire Punch on this Lopunny as well. Because I think Fire Punch only really gets me is being able to counter bulky Mega Scizor. Ice Punch is a little better in general. So he's going to go into Cofagrigus, as I do go for the high jump kick. For a second, I was like super afraid. Like, oh crap, he totally predicted. And I remember, oh yeah, I have Scrappy. Duh. And I knew I had Scrappy, because that's like one of Mega Lopunny's things. That's what makes it so good. But I still, like, you know, my heart skipped a beat anyway. So, yeah, I do hit it. And now I don't have Scrappy anymore because he's going to, you know, use Mummy to get rid of it. And I'm just hoping that Fire Punch can finish it, and it cannot. Although, to be fair, he can't kill me either with Knockoff, because not only do I resist it, but you can't knock off Mega Stones, so he doesn't get the boost on it, so I do live. Not that it matters, because no matter what, my Punny is going to die to his Bunny, who can just come in and get the priority Fake Out. But, yeah, that's, you know, my Bunny was doomed anyway. But I'm able to take out the Cofagrigus, which is super big, and the Bunny is also going to kill, well, yeah, his Bunny's going to kill my Bunny, but also becomes another Bunny. So if you're into, like, you know, Bunny, Zombie, you know, Prawn, then, yeah, this is the battle for you. Anyway, in comes my jellyfish thing, which, you know, adds another layer to it, and that's all I'm going to say. And yeah, he's just gonna return at me because it's the strongest thing he can do, and his Bunny's nearly dead, and I'm just gonna Scald, honestly, because I kind of thought he would switch, but he decides not to, and there goes his Bunny. Anyway, Toxapex is down to yellow HP. He's gonna go into his Swampert, which is the only check he has, really, to Toxapex, because obviously his Earthquake. And also it's his last Pokemon. And I decided not to risk anything. I'm just going to let Toxapex die if that's the case, because I know that I can get the win here with, yeah, I decided to get the win, I believe, with his Zygarde. Not that it matters. Now that he doesn't have his, what is it? Now that he doesn't have his Fairy, or his Skarm, I can pretty much, yeah, Outrage with impunity. So that's what I'm going to do, end it with an Outrage, and once again, great battle, Sharpedo. Every time we battle, every time we clash, it just seems to be a great match. And obviously, you are still probably a better battler than me. So, today's question of the day is, we've obviously gone through most of the types, or a lot of the types, not most of them. I think we're about that halfway point. So, today's question of the day is, what is your favorite fighting type? Now, obviously, Lopunny picks up the fighting type on, you know, its Mega Evolution, which part of the reason it makes it so good. There's still a lot of cool fighting types out there, and for me, I'd have to go Heracross. Now, obviously, it's a part bug type, which is my favorite type, and I always really liked the design of it. So, yeah, give me that one. Close second, I think, would be actually Terrakion or Gallade. I do like those as well, and I do like, I guess I'll also give one more honorable mention to Blaziken. So leave a comment to that, and see you guys next time. Later.